Okay, now this is the second of one video on taking the spark plugs out of this Honda Jazz 1.2 2006. I changed the 4 spark plugs under there, and that's detailed in another video. And then another YouTuber kindly pointed out that there are in fact 8 spark plugs, and this little short video just describes how to change those. It's a lot easier because the ignition units, of which there are 4, and these are very expensive, so treat them carefully. There's 4 of those sitting on the back of the engine, secured by these bolts here. I found it easiest to undo them with this flexible connection. That's actually a 10mm socket. You'll probably find it easier if you used a 3/8 or a 1/4 inch socket to undo those. They don't need much force. Now, once you've taken the ignition unit out, you've got a very deep hole with a spark plug in the bottom of it. Now you can use a standard spark plug wrench tool, very gently unscrew it. And you may be interested in this. I'm not plumbing in a washing machine or a dishwasher into my car. Just once you've got the spark plugs undone, if your spark plug wrench is a little bit worn, you might find that the spark plug drops out of the wrench. So how the hell are you going to get a spark plug out of a hole about 6 inches deep? And what I discovered was easiest was if you push a piece of hose, as would be used for plumbing in an automatic washing machine, and just push it into the hole until it engages with the end of the spark plug. Turn it anti-clockwise so you're not screwing the spark plug back in, but that's brilliant for pulling the spark plug out. And again, you can't use any force on it because it's a fairly flexible hose, but it just works anyway. 4 spark plugs before, gapped as before, put back in as before. A little bit of copper slip on the threads. I think there's probably some on these already, just to make sure that they don't seize either in the screwing in or the unscrewing, and don't use much force. And if the thread starts to lock before the spark plug's fully in, just be very careful, because you cannot afford to shear off these threads or lock them or damage them in any way, because they're buried deep down there in the engine. So that's got pound signs in front of it if something goes wrong there. And just before I go, the ignition modules connect into the electric loom with these connectors, and to get the connectors off is a pretty simple job. All you do is just push where I'm pushing now, and you'll see that the little bit of plastic lifts off, and then you pull it away gently. You don't want to put any pressure on any of the junctions, because they do tend to get old with time, even though it is a Honda car. Anyway, I'm not going to cover the refitment of the spark plugs. That's pretty damn obvious. It's the same as before, but just quite a little demon tweak about this piece of washer hose. And if you're really desperate to get some of this, if you go to your local domestic appliance supply place, they come with every washing machine, so that if they take any in for spares, they'll have some of this to spare. And I think it's 1/2 inch internal diameter woven, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Enough. Back to the Honda. Ta-da!